But the goal is to seek to understand before attempting to be understood, right? Have you ever been in a conversation, though, with someone and what they're saying is completely wrong? You totally disagree with their logic, their reasoning, their point of view, and now you think to yourself that you're being asked to agree with them by using empathic listening skills. Well, empathy is not agreeing with the person. It's your attempt to understand the person. I'm not asking you to agree with anyone. I'm asking you to express that you understand them. Let's say your spouse is sharing her version of what she believes happened last night. So she says something like this: you totally forgot to pick up the kids from soccer practice, and you didn't say a word about it last night. And I finally found out from our neighbor who actually brought our kids home, fearing that probably they would be stranded. I'm so upset with you right now. Now, your perspective is that you didn't forget to pick up the kids at all. You called the neighbors to ask if they would mind bringing them home because you knew they were at the practice and it would save you a trip. So your spouse has it all wrong. And you want to jump in to correct her and her opinion and her story. Well, again, if the goal is to understand their point of view before you attempt to help her understand you, then you've got, an issue to deal with, right? So here's what you do. You say, oh, so it sounds like you're pretty upset with me because you think I forgot to pick up the kids and put an unjust hardship on our neighbors. Is that right? And after she says, yeah, that's right, then you might ask her if she'd allow you to share your perspective and your point of view. Now, you can share with her the version of the story that seems to be missing right now, but only after you have validated and you've understood her point of view, even if you think she's wrong. See, when your spouse thinks that all you're doing is correcting her, she'll assume that you're just trying to get out of trouble, right? She needs you to understand what she thinks and what she believes, even if she's mistaken. See, when your spouse can say, oh, okay, yeah, you get me. You understand why I'm so upset. Now you can proceed to share your version of the story. See, the challenging element is most of us would want to correct the story before we validate the emotion and the thoughts of the speaker, right? See, those defensive moves, though, will more than likely increase the speaker's emotion of anger. It won't help bridge the communication gap. Understanding each other leads to continued communication. The lack of understanding will more often lead to a shutdown in communication. And so when you say, oh, and besides being upset with me, you might have also felt embarrassed, thinking the neighbors brought our kids home because I was so irresponsible. And again, when she confirms, you might ask, well, can I share with you what I did? And hopefully she says yes, and you say, I called the neighbors earlier that morning, and I asked them if they wouldn't mind bringing our kids home since I knew they were going to stay for the practice. And then we discussed a plan where maybe we could start sharing the responsibility of taking kids to practice and picking them up. And now I realize that I didn't relay that information onto you. And I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to leave you out of the loop. I want to continue working on our communication, my communication with you better in the future. There's a better likelihood that communication will continue with more appropriate measures if everyone listens to validate and to understand before trying to correct inaccuracies. Everyone desires for the truth to be shared and valued. So the guideline is speaking the truth in love. There are times when we need to include confrontation and holding people responsible as we communicate. Have you ever had someone say to you, though, let me be brutally honest with you? Or maybe they'll say, can I be totally honest with you? as if the word honest needs an adjective to describe the kind of honesty that I'm going to give you. So, when someone wants to describe the kind of honesty, you might want to beware, because they're probably preparing you for some words of truth that might hurt you, and they're just prepping you for it, right? Well, what does speaking the truth in love really mean? The words truth and love are combined in the same sentence to imply that you really can't have one without the other. It's like two sides of the same coin, right? So, is truth brutal? Is truth hurtful? Is love the absence of honesty? Is love enabling? Does love allow for inappropriate behavior? See, neither of the words truth or love is more important than the other, because both are essential. Love and truth and love. Remember the word dialogue we kind of broke down a few weeks ago? It's at least two people expressing truthful words. Truthful words include love and truth. So a good question to consider would be, is it truth without love? Is it love without truth? See, truth without love is judgmental, it's punishing, it's sarcasm, which is humor meant to point something out, right? Or maybe something wrong. Truth without love seems disrespectful, rigid, shaming, attacking. Truth without love is hardly truthful. But love without truth is sentimental. It's passive-aggressive. It's enabling, it's rescuing, it's vagueness, and humoring, which is humor to cover up something, minimizing. See, love without truth is not really love. See, love and compassion that is combined with truth and action is the objective. See, how is a better question. It's not if we speak with love and truth, it's how we speak that matters. So think of it as if you were building a pyramid. You start with a good, solid foundation of love and compassion, warmth, empathy, and respect, everything that we've been talking about. Then you build on that truth and action that includes confrontation. It includes influence, not control, but influence. It includes goal setting and accountability. If you ask yourself this question before speaking, is this relationship loving and caring enough to handle the weight of truthful speech? Or have I tried to build the pyramid inverted? Have I tried to speak truthfully and confrontationally without the foundation of love? If the foundation is solid, proceed with caution and care. If not, you might spend more time developing a non-judging, empathic, warm, and respectful love so that it will handle the weight of truth. I was once asked one time if a person would benefit from some direct confrontation. And I said, it depends. How's your foundation with this person? Has there been a consistent expression of love, of warmth, empathy, respect, care, and compassion? Does the person you want to confront know that you come with love and grace? Build that foundation first before you add the confrontation. You see, the street corner evangelist has a very limited influence to speak because typically they haven't built the foundational principles of love and care. I want you to take some time now to evaluate the pyramid of love and compassion along with the added pieces of truth and action with your closest relationships.